I got two things again.
Oh. All right. Let's show us what's in the box. Top secret.
First one is for Grizz.
Oh.
What?
Hang on. What do we got?
Keep going, though, man. You're doing good. Yes! Dude, you punched the fuck out of that, man.
Holy fucking shit!
So good. Yo, Captain Pear.
I didn't know what was going on, man.
Fucking got him.
Fucking got him, dude. Holy shit.
Dude, good game. Fucking good game.
Are you ready?
I knew it!
Cap, look at my fish.
Oh, wow.
It's my little buddy.
Ready?
Bitch.
Always have to steal those kisses from you. Always have to steal those kisses from you. Always have to steal those kisses from you. Always have to steal my kisses from you.
I got two things again.
Oh. All right. Let's show us what's in the box. Top secret.
First one is for Grizz.
Oh.
What?
Hang on. What do we got?
Keep going, though, man. You're doing good. Yes! Dude, you punched the fuck out of that, man.
Holy fucking shit!
So good. Yo, Captain Pear.
I didn't know what was going on, man.
Fucking got him.
Fucking got him, dude. Holy shit.
Dude, good game. Fucking good game.
Are you ready?
I knew it!
Cap, look at my fish.
Oh, wow.
It's my little buddy.
Ready?
Bitch.
Always have to steal those kisses from you. Always have to steal those kisses from you. Always have to steal those kisses from you. Always have to steal my kisses from you.
I got two things again.
Oh. All right. Let's show us what's in the box. Top secret.
First one is for Grizz.
Oh.
What?
Hang on. What do we got?
Keep going, though, man. You're doing good. Yes! Dude, you punched the fuck out of that, man.
Holy fucking shit!
So good. Yo, Captain Pear.
I didn't know what was going on, man.
Fucking got him.
Fucking got him, dude. Holy shit.
Dude, good game. Fucking good game.
Are you ready?
I knew it!
Cap, look at my fish.
Oh, wow.
It's my little buddy.
Ready?
Bitch.
Always.
We need to get affiliate, boys. We're so close.
That's right, and we're live.
Oh,
Yo,
good day.
how the
legends.
frick are you fricking going? Llama, welcome, mate.
G'day, Llama.
Uh,
G'day, Pav.
G'day, legend.
How the frick are you?
G'day, Cap.
I'm doing good.
Jesus Christ.
Hey.
Yeah, fucking
That's
awesome.
good.
Yeah, fucking
fucking-
sick.
Play this.
Hopefully the how's it? Are you doing listening to the mix on your side, Pav, to see check like levels this time? Or
I don't yet have that. I can't listen to the output OBS mix yet.
Yeah.
I will be able to in the future, but not
Cool.
not yet. So I can't.
Don't forget
cool.
to host the stream, Cap and Pav.
oh, how do I do that from
I
here?
don't think I have done that ever.
I should have set it up. I mean, I don't know if it does anything these days. Does it? Does hosting do anything? I feel like that's.
I
something
mean,
we
it
gotta-
pops up on your screen.
I've hosted us. What's been happening, Llama? What have you been up to, mate? You been good?
Yeah, I hope you're well. Anyone else in the chat land? Welcome on in. Hope you're doing well. Thank you for joining us on another episode of the Oceanic Gaming Radio podcast. Got a fair bit in store for you, so fucking lock yourselves in.
Bit of Valorant, baby.
Valorant. Fuck yeah, dude. Heck yeah.
G'day, Red.
Hey, g'day, Red. How are you,
How's it going,
brother?
mate?
Knock
going
'em on
on?
in, hombre. Well, I suppose we may as well kick it in the teeth, eh?
Jump into it.
Yeah,
do it,
let's
mate.
do it.
Big old run sheet today, boys.
Nah, should be right. I'm telling you right now, we're gonna fucking schmoove. There's some of these things are literally like I've split
Yeah,
into
they
two
are.
topics, but they're actually really one.
Okay.
Yeah. We could have just put Nintendo Direct probably and not split it out.
That's all
Yeah.
good. I'll only put the overall.
I'll put the highlights in there though.
Yeah.
Couple of highlights, baby.
Y'all ready?
Yeah, ready for this? Yeah, I'm ready. G'day and welcome to Oceanic Gaming Radio podcast, the one place on the planet where Chris doesn't know how to use his mute button. I hope that cough comes through in post.
Yeah, it will. I'm sorry about that. But if you're a first time listener, I swear I don't do that all the time. Usually I'm me and Kevin just looking at each other going, oh.
Well, anyways, welcome everyone in the podcast land and also to those of you watching live from twitch.tv/Oceanic Gaming Radio. We record this bad boy every Monday night from 7 p.m. AWST, but my name's Captain Perth, El Capo. You can call me either of those. And alongside me are my faithful companions, Pav Leatherface and Grizzly Gaming 86. How are we, fellas?
Peachy, bro.
I'm good, Cap. I'm
I
good.
forgot how
Good.
to I forgot how to speak, but doing good.
Yeah, good. Well, but now, Pav,
Yeah.
how's the house? Are you in?
I'm starting to move in.
Yeah.
Got a bit of furniture. I've got a bed
Yep.
base. I'm an adult. It's incredible. But yeah, it's all good.
What?
It's good. I had I had probably the most horrific trip to IKEA, but
What
Most-
happened?
No.
It is sold out of all the
Silver
stuff you
lining,
mentioned
though,
today,
I
or-
was there.
no, that was what made it horrific.
You guys have done this to me twice in a fucking week. Yeah, last
Got
week, Grizz was like, the worst part of my week was seeing you, and now you're hitting me with this shit. I can't believe it. I'm fucking not coming back next week. Actually, are we actually doing a hiatus next week?
I think we should do a hiatus because this
Cool.
will probably be the last episode in this studio for me. But
Cool.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm definitely not
studio.
coming back next week then. So, seriously, yeah, don't expect an episode next week. I don't know, we might try and do something. Maybe we might get Grizz to do a stream or some shit. I don't know. We'll figure something out.
Cuphead. Yeah, hell
Yeah,
yeah.
actually, yeah, exactly. We could do a Cuphead stream, but
If
yeah,
they
Pav,
do-
that sounds fucking exciting, mate.
Dude, I'm stoked. So excited.
Very fucking
Biggest
cool.
question here, though, Pav, is did you eat the meatballs? Did you have any IKEA meatballs?
Well, he's
or any-
he's vegan, mate.
I'm a veggie, but I did have a veggie dog. Do you know at the exit they have the hot dog stand? Look at
Yes.
these veggie
Veggie dog.
dogs.
What?
Yeah.
Incredible.
Was it good?
That's interesting.
Oh, it was okay. It was okay.
Yeah, it was
prob-
just processed vegetables
Yeah.
in dog form.
I think it was an abysmal ratio of veggie dog to bun.
Oh, so lots of
Oh,
bun.
that's not good.
Yeah, it's all about those buns.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would have taken you for a bun man, Pat.
Not when it's greatly proportioned to the dog.
Hang on, it's like, what's this dog doing here? I did not sign up for this.
What
Okay,
about
amazing.
you, Cap? What have you been doing, Capo? What's happening in your world,
Not
mate?
an awful lot, mate. Work's been really stressful and busy, and just trying to navigate this tinnitus thing, which is kind of encapsulating my entire life at the moment. So it's been a bit of a dampener on most of my stuff. So been doing a lot of different stuff, just trying to hopefully get better. In all honesty, it's been really shit. But yeah, not to sort of put a downer on that, but look, yeah. Other than that, mate, I've just been trying to keep busy on my weekends. What did I do last weekend? It kind of feels like a bit of a blur. Went and caught up with my parents.
Rentals. Any
Rentals.
video jamming, Cap? Any video jamming?
I have been doing a little bit of Final Fantasy IX.
Ooh, okay.
I started playing 8 and I was kind of like, oh, I don't really know if I can be fucked playing this. Just in terms of so Final Fantasy 8, it's kind of a little bit more futuristic. They use gun blades and all these other bits and pieces. And I kind of wasn't really ready for that. I don't know. I kind of wanted something a little bit more medieval. So I spooled up 9, which I've never played before either. And that's been really good.
5, Cap? PlayStation 5?
Switch, actually. I've been playing it in bed.
Oh.
Yeah, it's been really good.
Yeah, cool, man.
But yeah, cool little game. I actually quite like what they've done with some of the systems that have kind of, you know, the standard kind of Final Fantasy turn-based kind of thing. But just the way they implemented some things, like a lot of all your characters, they have armor and items and stuff that they can equip. But those items unlock latent abilities, and if you wear the piece of armor for long enough, you then have access to that ability permanently, basically. So it kind of gives you a reason to want to grind a little bit, which I kind of like the idea of.
And also swap your armor as well.
Yeah, exactly right.
I
Yeah.
think that's always a good designed game will have some mechanic like that. So then you're not pigeonholed into using one particular thing throughout the game.
Yeah,
That's
and
cool.
it also makes you feel like, you're not just automatically putting on the best piece of gear, which I mean, normally you would do anyway, right? But it kind of, I don't know. I think it's good. It's been really good so far. So I've been quite enjoying that. I think the art style is, it's pretty classic Final Fantasy, the older ones, but, it looks really nice, that kind of pre-rendered shit. But it's been really good, dude, honestly. But other than that, just fucking
You're
working
going to
out.
tell me a quick story about your wedding ring,
dude,
Cap. your
yes.
wedding
So
ring.
my current wedding ring literally cost like $40. It was like nothing. It was just a piece of shit, basically. So the intention was always to get a new band, basically. And so this week we kind of decided, oh, fuck it, we'll get a new band made up and whatever. Anyways, so I wanted to get something fucking sick, like a real fucking statement piece. So what I did is I'm gone on Etsy and got this bloke from fucking Boston to make me a recreation of Havel's ring from Dark Souls 1.
No.
Legit, dude.
Dude,
It looks
you're gonna be
fucking tight.
You're going to be lifting so fucking heavy in the gym.
That's an extra 10 kilos, mate.
It's
So for
because
those at home who have no idea, the Havel's ring gives you extra equipped load, in Dark Souls. So, but it's a fucking cool looking ring. Like, I don't know.
Is it like square kind of looking? It's boxy, isn't it? Havel's
Yeah,
ring?
it's
I'm
boxy,
thinking
but it's
something
kind of like
different.
bobbly kind of. I'm gonna chuck it in the Twitch chat.
Okay. Interesting.
For
That
those
is
who are
cool.
watching live. But yeah.
Pretty good quality, Cap. Like, is it?
yeah. So this is a pretty shit photo, but it's kind of. I'm just gonna chuck it in the old Twitch arena. But the guy who makes them, he's like a full-on jewelry kind of smith guy. Hopefully you can see that okay. But yeah, it's kind of got like the centerpiece with all the baubles coming off it.
Dude, that is so sick.
Yeah, I'm fucking seriously excited.
I might get a Claranthe, I reckon, and just be
Dude, that'd be sick. Oh, mate, so fucking cool.
classic.
But yeah,
I actually, I actually lost my wedding ring, and I haven't.
Oh, did you?
Had one? Yeah, fuck, I have lost it for quite a while.
well, mate, you're going to have to get a Claranthe ring then.
Get a Claranthe. Yep. Yep.
But
yep.
mate, less about me, more about you. What's been happening with you, brother? You went away on the weekend, didn't you?
One thing that we haven't covered is I caught up with you last week after the last episode.
We did. Yeah.
And we played Magic cards.
Yeah.
Didn't we, Capo?
Yeah, that was actually really good fun. Yeah.
We got four of us together and we did a Magic draft using the set Zendikar Rising. I'm sure there's probably a couple of nerds that listen to this that know the set. We did a 1v1 kind of round robin kind of thing. Cap was undefeated at the end of the night.
Undefeated. Now, I will say that 2 out of 3 of my opponents were severely mana starved.
Dude, I reckon well, maybe not. Sometimes there is luck, but a lot of the mana starvation comes down to the way that you built your deck. Like the first game when I played Pete was because he'd only put like 3 green land in his deck, and he realized that halfway through playing me, which is why he wanted a remake so he could put some green mana in his deck because he ran a tricolor. So that's always a risk. That's always a risk too because you need land for all of your colors. So a bit of a toughie. But apart from that, one thing that I did want to talk about really quickly. Question is both to you and Pav. Have you guys had a chance to watch any Summer Games Done Quick runs?
No. Now I haven't, but I know that our good friend Juz was doing some runs there. In all honesty, mate, my work has just been out of control recently, and I have not had a chance to flip. Normally, I can kind of have it on my other monitor, but just not at the moment, man. I'm a week and a half. 2 weeks, sorry, out of project delivery for this thing I've been working on for 6 months, and it's just been fucking neck level. So, yeah.
Absolute madness.
But carry on.
You know what? I haven't watched anything live either. Actually, I watched the live Celeste run, which was awesome. But I did go back and I watched the VOD for the Super Mario World Relay, which had Barbara's King, Shovda, Juz Cook, Carl Sagan, and Shoju, I think her name is, and it was wicked, man. Like it's an interesting one, right, Cap? Because it's one of the only ones where I see. Maybe I'm not part of other communities and I don't know other people, but those Super Mario World runs, dude, like they had about maybe 10 different ROM hack creators that all teamed together to make the levels, and then everyone that was donating, they were coming up and reading out the donations. I recognized like pretty much all the names.
That's so cool, man.
It's such
really
a
strong community.
Very strong community. Yeah.
But I tell you what, though, man. So I was reading on Twitter that Shoju they managed to blind read 5 checkpoints or something in one of the hacks, which is just unbelievable, really. When they were thinking about the difficulty of these.
Dude. So they did the Super Mario Maker 2 relay as well as the Kaizo Super Mario World Relay.
Yeah, right.
And they were amazing in the Super Mario World Kaizo Relay too. Just the blind reads. Definitely a very skilled Mario player, 100%.
Yeah, so unbelievable.
Pretty good to watch.
Definitely in a skilled group, that's for sure. Because a lot of the other people that were there as well were I mean, probably not pulling off those kind of numbers, but still like equally in the same echelon of skill for sure, including our good mate Juz. And if you're listening, Juz, congratulations, mate. You fucking rock. Welcome home soon, buddy. But yeah, Grizzly. Look, let's jump straight in, mate. We've got a fair bit on the old run sheet today. But before we begin, I just want to throw a big old shout out to our Patreons. You know, the one that keep us on the airwaves. So thank you so much to our Patreon supporters: Sukai, Moosey, Howen Honey, Caging Runt, and Sergeant Paul. You guys fucking rock. We appreciate the financial support. You guys helped us purchase have a Ethernet dongle this week to hopefully fix all the shit. So the money goes to a good cause. Yeah, but so far so good. Hopefully some of the audio issues we've been experiencing will be not as issue-y. I don't know. Anyways, what can you expect from this episode? Well, we've had a Nintendo Direct Mini. We've also had a bunch of shit come out about Monkey Island and people just being general turds. Same goes for God of War Ragnarok, unfortunately. So little bit more information there. Now, if time allows, we're also going to be getting into the Sony reveal of its new PC gaming gear brand. And there's been a Battle Royale studio closed down recently, and guess who swooped up to pick them up? Well, we'll tell you later, hopefully. Alongside that, we'll be giving you the usual poll and the old quickfire round. But yeah, strap yourselves in now. Grizz, let's begin with the Nintendo Direct Mini. Now, this kind of came a little bit out of nowhere. They obviously kind of said that it was coming, but they only gave us a few days to prepare for it. And yeah, it happened on, what was it, the 28th of the 6th? So that was last Tuesday, literally the day after our last episode. So a lot of stuff. It was sort of more so no sort of mainline titles except for one, and then even then you might argue that it's not particularly mainline. But yeah, it definitely was a smaller Nintendo Direct. But yeah, I mean, fucking hell, Grizz, I thought we'd had our fill of conferences and summer games fests and everything else. But Jesus.
I think they're just going to keep coming, Cap. Just going to keep on coming, and they don't stop coming every week.
They don't stop freaking coming, indeed, mate. Well, the first thing that got announced, mate, was the Sunbreak DLC for the latest Monster Hunter game, Monster Hunter Rise, which I believe is available on PC and Switch. Might have come out on Switch first, but I haven't actually played this one. But it looks like a massive, big bit of DLC. And looks like there's more trailers coming for this soon. But essentially, I believe
this is out now, isn't it? This is out. Well, there's definitely a demo you can play on Steam. I think this was released. This is released already, isn't it?
Rise has been out for a while now. So the Sunbreak DLC is kind of like, you know, when Monster Hunter World did the Ice Break thing or whatever it was called. So same kind of thing. It's like a big, huge expansion. And I believe they're doing some timed content release as well with this. So, you know, monsters that are being sort of timed and all that kind of stuff. So it's very similar to Monster Hunter World, I guess. But yeah, within the confines of the new Monster Hunter Rise game. So I'm not a full bottle on this release, Grizz. I haven't really. I did World, but I didn't really feel the need to go into Rise. But it looks really nice.
Yeah. I'm the same with you, Cap. I played World with you on release, I'm pretty sure. But I haven't touched the game since. But basically, what I'm reading here is that you obviously it's an expansion, so you must own Rise to play the game. And it's also the Sunbreak content isn't available off the bat, so apparently it requires you, which kind of makes sense, to complete a bunch of existing content that's under Monster Hunter Rise for you to get access to the extra tidbits and bits and pieces. But yeah, I mean, if you're from what I have heard, now correct me if I'm wrong, can someone look at this up? I believe this is already released. Sunbreak is already out.
I think part of it is,
Is it?
I believe too, yeah. So like I said, there is some timed content. They will be releasing more shit in the kind of Sunbreak, you know, for example, the Seething Basil Goose is coming in August 2022. That was just on screen for those watching live, or you can watch that also in the Spotify if you got Spotify cranking. But yeah, so they've got some.
Yeah,
sorry,
stuff coming out all the way into 2023 by the looks, Cap.
I was just looking at that little breakdown. They've got stuff coming in August, fall, winter in 2023. So a lot of shit coming out. So Lima's saying that Sunbreak dropped on the 30th of June, which was last week. So that content is ready.
What's your overall thoughts on Monster Hunter games, mate? Is it your
I want to like them more than I do like them, and I think the problem is they are just so cumbersome in terms of time commitment, and I don't know, they're kind of repetitive, right? You definitely get into this pigeonhole of just doing the same fucking thing every time, and I don't know, a lot of the monsters are pretty cool, and obviously there's that kind of speed run aspect to try and get it done as quickly as possible. And I don't know. I definitely see the appeal for sure, but I just don't think I have the time and/or commitment to really give to a game like this anymore. Maybe five or so years ago, maybe I would have cracked it at this, Yeah, just not for me. What about you, man?
I'm with you, mate. And one thing that I didn't actually, I really love the monster design and how there's bits and pieces that drop off them as you fight them, and you've got to target the different areas, and different weapons can give you different pieces. And I actually quite like that aspect. I didn't like being tied to a move set depending on the weapon you were using.
Yeah.
I thought that was a little bit funny. I think like skill trees or something might have brought me in a bit more. And I also thought the loot aspect wasn't giving me the dopamine to keep wanting to play the game. What I mean by that is some of the loot that you needed was like long grinds.
Oh yeah, big commitment. And again, huge commitment, dude. Like, and you know, you're going to go and kill the same monster like 15 to 20 times, and even then, you're also going to make sure that you're hitting the right parts to be getting chances at the correct, you know, pieces that you needed for it. Like, you might need a tail or a shin bone or something. I don't know. Like, it's just, I mean, I tell you what, you're right though. Visually, like it's a pretty impressive game, but fuck it is a huge
the cats,
commitment.
When they cook your food and they're
dude, and the food looks amazing. Can I just say?
I will say, Cap, the early indicator on Metacritic for this is scoring quite well. We're seeing an 86 Metascore and around about an 8.4 out of 10 for the user score. So I think if you are a fan of the franchise, and obviously if you're playing this as a DLC, then you're going to be playing Monster Hunter Rise anyway. This is probably a pretty good addition to your little your gaming, I reckon.
Absolutely. Yeah, no, it looks really good. And I think, you know, it seems like they're going to be supporting it for a fair while, at least until they bring out another one of these and then do their thing. So, looks very fucking good. But yeah, look, let's move along. Grizzly Gaming 86, my good friend. Nier Automata. Now, this is an older game, Grizz. This has been out for a while, but it's now getting a cheeky little re-release on Switch, which I think is a great place for this game, dude. Like, awesome game. Have you played Nier Automata, Grizz?
My only interaction with this game, Cap, was watching it on your stream.
Yeah.
And I remember fucking losing myself laughing because you somehow managed to roll the credits and finish the game by catching some fish in a pond. And then you were just like, what the fuck just happened?
I forgot about that. Yeah. Basically, this game has like 50 endings. And one of the endings was me just catching a fish. And I was like, what the fuck just happened? Yeah, cool game, though. Like, I think the game is kind of... so it's a very kind of anime kind of hack and slash kind of game with some RPG elements. Definitely leans into that kind of anime kind of thing, though. But... you know, sexy ladies and, you know, scantily clad and all that kind of thing. But, you know, some sort of 3D bullet hell stuff. But they did some cool stuff with, like, different perspectives in certain levels and areas. So suddenly you'd kind of technically be in, like, a 2D area, even though, like a 2.5D zone. Or, like, you'd be doing a top-down thing for a little while. And I just think they did that really well. But, look, I think... the cool thing about this game is just the way the story kind of blends into itself. It kind of you kind of have to play it multiple times over and over to understand how the story is actually linking together. And you know, it's got some timey-wimey shit going on. Yeah.
Yeah. Once you've got one ending, does some of the parts change in the story for next time?
I think that's the idea. I mean, I only finished it twice, and you know that was kind of enough for me. But I never really went back and had a bit of a look at how it all kind of moved around in terms of how you could get different endings or what kind of triggered those different endings. But there's definitely a lot of different things you can do to trigger those endings. And a lot of it is just replaying it and doing certain things in different ways or, you know, approaching the story in different ways. But really, really cool game. And I know a lot of people really, really enjoyed this game. So for it to hit Switch, I think is a great spot for it to be.
Now, Cap, this is I hope I'm saying this right, the Game of the Year edition.
Yep.
Was that supposed to be Game of the Year? Okay, Game of the Year edition. So this comes with the DLCs plus a bunch of like bonus content, including cosmetics and other bits and pieces that's coming to the Switch as well.
Looks like it's out in October as well, huh? Is that correct?
I believe October 6th, 2022. So before the end of the year, which is cool. I guess my only concern with this is, Cap, we've seen these titles come from PC and other consoles, current gen, onto Switch, and sometimes not being fully optimized and being a little bit janky. So this game looks quite beautiful on PC. Do you think there'll be any concerns with how this is going to
You know
translate
what?
to Switch?
I don't think so. Maybe there might be some slight hardware, stuttering just because there's a fair bit of shit going on the screen. But I think they'll probably, I mean, hopefully they do a pretty decent job of just doing a decent port. I know there's been a little bit of an outcry because, so Kingdom of Hearts had I think it was the original game or something got a re-release on Switch, but it was like the cloud version rather than an actual true re-release, and it just apparently ran like absolute fucking garbage. And now this has come out, and it's actually like a true re-release, for natively for the Switch. And so there's been a little bit of an outcry saying, hey, why don't you fucking do the same thing for Kingdom of Hearts? But I actually reckon this looks pretty good from what they've shown. It'll be interesting to see how that actually translates into, a game in your hands that you're playing all the way through. But there are some sequences in this game, especially in the kind of beginning, that I remember being not like, I don't know, maybe from memory might be difficult for the Switch to recreate, but they might pump the graphics down a little bit. I mean, on a little sort of small screen. I mostly play my Switch in handheld, to be quite honest. But
yeah, you don't mind the resolution because it's such a smaller screen, right? You notice it when it's blown up on a big TV. Actually, I can't remember what game it was, but I was playing something. Oh, you know what? It was Slay the Spire. I was playing Slay the Spire handheld for ages on the train, etc., etc. And I got home and put it on my big 50-inch TV, and I was like, "Fuck, this all of a sudden doesn't look that crash out up on here."
I know.
Like,
oh, what did I do that with?
Difference.
Oh, I did that. I might have done it with Breath of the Wild or something. And I remember when I walked into the Master Sword area in Breath of the Wild, and I had it on the TV, and it just everything shat the bed because it was at 1080p and it just couldn't handle like the resolution and what was going on. Whereas when I had it in handheld, it was, well, it wasn't amazing, but it's still a bit better. But yeah, I mean, fuck, dude, the Switch needs a switch up, mate. They need to.
It's a birthday, mate.
They need to do something.
The Switch
with it,
Pro.
I would 100% buy a Switch Pro if it gave it a little bit extra juice. But
yeah.
Anyways, Chris. Anyways, mate. So like, we've said it before, mate. The Switch needs they need something else. They need to do something. I'm telling you, they won't, because people are still fucking using it so much.
Dude, there is so much content coming on the Switch, and continually filtering content coming on the Switch.
Oh yeah, big time. But yeah, well, Grizz, something else coming out on the Switch: Super Bomberman R2. Now it's it looks quite cool. I mean, I haven't played a Bomberman game since literally Bomberman 64.
Which is a bit of a different archetype to this, because I felt like, or maybe as long as we're thinking of the same one, the Bomberman that I've played, I'm pretty sure it was Bomberman 64 cap, and that was almost like a Mario 64 3D kind of, I don't know, platform.
Kind of with the I think there was elements of that. It definitely still had the kind of classic Bomberman, like drop bombs, and everything's in a kind of grid with blocks and stuff in the way that you're trying to use your bombs to strategically blow things up and not yourself and all that kind of stuff. But I mean, this new game, Superman Bomber R2, or Super Bomberman R2, sorry, looks like a fucking hell. They got all kinds of shit going on with this one, mate.
Dude, there's so many different game modes in this cap.
Yeah, it's nuts. And like, it almost seems like they've got a battle royale thing going in there as well.
This is the thing. I was reading through the description on this, and they were talking about it having base building, right? So apparently you can challenge players to apply their creative genius to you design your own base, and then you defend it from enemies and share your creation kind of.
Dude, I reckon that is such a great idea. Like from a Bomberman perspective, like I think that's definitely a real fresh idea for them. And because I feel like this IP has been pretty stagnant for, well, I mean, when was the last Bomberman game? I can't even fucking remember.
They were big. There's been Bombermans around, and what we're seeing now, that top down, this is like the classic Bomberman. That's kind of how it was. I never really got into the Bomberman games myself, but I think were these on like arcade games and stuff, Cap, as well?
Yeah, back in the day, I mean, because it's an old Konami game, so Actually, Grizz, I just saw there on the video that there is a Battle Royale 64 player mode. Dude, we should fucking get this and give it a crack. I reckon this would be fun as hell.
Dude, PS5 and PS4. Yeah, I'll play that on PS5. That'd be freaking sick, dude.
It does look really cool, but definitely, I think like they've got boss battles and stuff now, and it looks like they've really given it a real good lick of paint, man. So
Battle Royale Bomberman.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
I reckon that would be wicked, dude. If it kind of has the same structure as Fall Guys, where you can queue up with your mates and just fuck around, I reckon that would be wicked.
Yeah.
But whether they do that, we'll see. Time shall tell. But this looks like it's coming out in 2023, Grizz, so it's still a little while away. But for those of you listening at home that age-old Bomberman fans, I think you guys are in for a real treat here. As long as it plays well, and it looks like it's going to kind of reach that kind of goal.
Look at them all.
Looks like there's a bit of a storyline thing as well. So they've got basically everything covered, man. A lot of multiplayer stuff, exploration-y kind of things. Yeah, it looks like they've done a really good job. So yeah, go and check out the trailer if it at all piques your interest. Because I think there's something here that I'm actually really keen to give this a crack.
Yeah, it looks great.
Looks cool. But yeah, all right. Anyways, next. Mega Man Battle Network Legacy Collection, Grizz. Now, this is these are older games. Which I haven't played any of these, to be quite honest. But they're kind of like I think they're almost semi-turn-based kind of like RPG games for the inside the Mega Man series, and your main character has these chips that you fire into the digital realm, and then you go and do stuff in the digital realm and fight things in the turn-based kind of combat. In a weird grid system as well, by the looks of things, and you add chips and stuff to get new weapons and shit like that. Have you ever seen this game before, Grizz?
I have, yeah. And the only reason why I've seen this game is because there used to be a stream that I used to watch for a while that was speedrunning one of these. But from what I've read, Cap, these were all on. And the reason why we don't know as much about them is these were on the portable handheld devices, so they weren't on plugged consoles. But
like Game Boy and stuff?
Yeah, Game Boy. I think there was like another, it might have been a DS or something like that as well. But dude, how many of these games are there, Cap?
Dude, there's fucking 10.
Yeah.
There's 10 of these things.
I think there's 6 Mega Man Battle Network games, but then they also did what they were doing for Pokemon, where they have like these dual releases of the games as well.
Oh, right. Okay.
Bits and pieces. Yeah.
Far out, man.
Yeah. Lots and lots of content coming. So I've got here that it premiered in 2001 on the Game Boy Advanced.
There you go.
Yep. And the story is, essentially what you explained, Cap. So it's kind of to do with like science and technology and bits and pieces. So there's a total of 6 mainline games alongside several spin-offs and other bits and pieces that are also included in this as well.
I tell you what, if you're a Mega Man Battle Network Legacy fan, I mean, you're going to be absolutely fucking creaming yourself right now because I mean, it's all there. But it looks, it's very, very Mega Man in art style, and it almost seems like, I think Dr. Wily might, at least seem like Dr. Wily was in one of the screenshots. So, some of your classic characters sort of causing a ruckus and whatnot, but looks pretty interesting, Grizzo.
Did you play many of the other Mega Man games, like the platformers, mate?
Look, I think I might have played 2 when I was younger, back in the old days, but I didn't get an awful lot because it was on. What was it on? Was it on Nintendo? I can't even remember.
Yeah, so I think across the Nintendo, but I mean, I only ever played Mega Man X, and the only reason why I played Mega Man X was had a 24-hour stream. It was something that the community voted that I must. It's like one of the must-play Super Nintendo games. Yeah. And dude, it was fucking awesome.
I've watched X. That's the one where you start off in the kind of city level and there's like trucks and shit going past, and I've watched a lot of Mega Man because SGDQ. There's obviously a lot of Mega Man runs and stuff, and I tell you what, X always has appealed to me as like the top of them, in my opinion. I mean, a lot of people prefer the older kind of ones, but that one, I just think the way that the character controls and you move through.
Got a bit of a cult following. And what was interesting about it was, I don't want to harp on this for too long, but essentially your story wasn't linear. You could actually choose where you wanted to go. And
Oh.
there's an optimal way to go because you could go get a weapon that was weak for this boss, and you kind of figure out which bits are weak for each boss. But dude, it was brutal because once you die and you use your continues, it's like those classic SNES games.
Yeah.
That's game over, baby.
Yeah, game over, man. Well, hopefully, it's not fucking game over for those who want to fucking play this game. I don't know. That was a terrible segue, to be quite honest. Anyways, Pac-Man World Repack is coming. Now, Grizz, I never fucking played this game, but from what I understand of Pac-Man World, it's essentially like a Mario 64 Pac-Man game with all kinds of weird and wonderful things. Like they had like driving segments and like weird just shit going on where, well, they also blend in the classic kind of Pac-Man, arcadey kind of stuff in the real world that you're going through to, fight the baddies who've stolen all your mates, and looks quite interesting actually.
Now, Cap, this is a remake of a PlayStation 1 game, isn't it?
I'm not entirely sure, in all honesty. I never played this game. I do vaguely remember it, but I've never really been a huge Pac-Man fan. So
there is a Pac-Man World 2 as well.
Is that right?
Yeah. So I think Pac-Man World was a PS1 game. And Pac-Man World 2 came after it. So I wonder, depending on the success of this one, whether we'll see a Pac-Man World 2 remake as well.
Every chance we might get both.
It looks pretty interesting, dude. Look at this, man. It's like a bit of Mario Kart action there. It seems like it's quite a dynamic IP. Yeah, lots of different stuff happening.
There's moments where it almost seems like it's a blend between like Crash Bandicoot and Mario 64. Like it's. And then there is a segment in that video where you're literally in a like go-karting racing thing, which it's just it looks bizarre, dude. So I don't know. Be interesting to see if anyone in Twitch chat has ever played this game before, but yeah, it looks nuts.
I reckon Kazi has played this one. 100%.
Oh, mate, Kazi has 100% played this game, mate. Absolutely.
Pac-Man.
Now, Grizz, the next game I wanted to bring up, mate, was this Mario and Rabbids Sparks of Hope. Now, did you play the original Mario Rabbids game?
No, I did not. Did you? It's a bit of a weird crossover, wasn't it? Like
it was a bizarre crossover, big time bizarre crossover. The Ubisoft Rabbids games, I think they did okay, but they didn't, do amazingly. And I always thought when Nintendo decided to cozy up with Ubisoft and create a Mario and Rabbids game, I just thought, what the fuck? How the hell did they get that over the line? Like it just seemed like the most bizarre, meeting of IPs of all time. But I tell you what, man, that first Mario Rabbids game, I thought was really, really fucking decent, and it's kind of got
successful, wasn't it, Kat?
It was actually, yeah. I think it did okay. Obviously it's done okay enough to get another iteration. So, for those that don't know, the game's kind of like a XCOM kind of tactical shooter fighter game. So you kind of you kind of have these battle zones where your character can move certain amount of kind of distance and you're kind of trying to use that distance and cover and shit to your advantage, and then each of your characters has different abilities and stuff that they can use to sort of attack and defend and all this kind of stuff. But it honestly is actually a pretty cool game, man. Like I actually really quite enjoyed it.
As the Rabbid versions of the like Mario IP characters, so you can see
they're
Rabbid
pretty,
Rosalina in there.
They're pretty full on, aren't they? They're a bit Megan. They're just crazy. But yeah, it looks quite interesting, Grizz, and obviously they're kind of going with the kind of Mario, the Mario aesthetic, I guess, for a lot of their stuff. It kind of blending the Rabbids with the Mario characters, but a lot of kind of classic Mario tropes and symbols that you'll see kind of popping up in these games. But I think one problem that people had with the original game, Grizzo, and it was definitely something that I noticed, was in between these kind of battle segments, it wasn't particularly fun just kind of running towards each battle. So, and it wasn't very Mario-like. So I believe one of the things that the developers took into consideration with this new game was to kind of make the segments between battles a bit more Mario-esque and kind of platformy. So it looks like they've kind of leaned into that and this kind of
honestly looks
done that.
Really cool, dude. Like a bit of an RPG. Yeah, I like the. I think your description of it being like an XCOM, where you got control of these individual heroes and just you level them up. Do you, Cap? And find
Yeah,
weapons
yeah.
and
So
stuff?
you give them different gear and stuff, weapons, and that kind of affects their abilities generally. So, and I think you can spend cash to kind of get more gear and stuff. You have like a home base that you go back to go and spend all your coins, and you go back out and do
Dang.
bits and pieces. It was a really solid game, man. I never finished it, but
You're actually selling this to me, Cap. This sounds pretty
yeah.
good.
No, it's good fun, man. And I tell you what, man, I think it's a good one with the family as well. If you're
Okay.
looking for something to hang out with Joycey or something like that. But
Yeah, she'll
yeah,
love
this
it.
could be a lot of fun, I think. So definitely check it out if you're into this kind of thing at home, everyone.
So, Cap, this is coming out this year, October 20th. So
Yeah, and I'm definitely going to grab it because well, baby will be out then. So I'll need something to do because I'm going to be having heaps of free time, right?
Mate, time is going so quick. I can't believe it.
I
mate.
know,
October.
mate. I know. It's crazy.
Crazy.
But yeah. All right. Now, Grizz, they released some more footage of Sonic.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
in all
about
honesty,
this.
dude, I actually think this is their best trailer yet. Now,
Okay, yeah.
I think the interesting thing that is people kind of now we've kind of discussed it before. There's been a lot of kind of backlash about this game and people saying, "Oh, it looks like shit. Sonic's not moving fast enough." Yada yada yada. I thought it looked okay for what it's supposed to be. It's obviously an open world Sonic game, and I think it does open world Sonic as a video game. The
I was
combat
defending
looks
it,
okay.
wasn't I?
I think you were too. Yeah.
I agreed with most of your comments. It just felt like they just slapped him in just a random world and said,
Yeah,
hey, here you
but
go.
it definitely kind of looked a bit more like a tech demo, but I think it's kind of looks like it's fleshed out a little bit more now. It definitely still has that kind of like, I don't know, like Sonic just out in the middle of the fucking woods, and there's these random like amusement park things that he's running into. But they have shown footage of these cyberspace things, Grizz, which are kind of more. So you basically find these portals or some shit in the open world, and you go into them, and then you have these more traditional kind of Sonic platforming segments that occur in the cyber world, and they kind of tend to take on the appearance of sort of more classic Sonic environments. So it looks like they're doing a fair bit with this game. So. I don't know. In all honesty, Grizz, I definitely think this particular trailer's done a decent job.
I tend to agree with you, Cap. I think they've added a few things here that I noticed straight off the bat. So I felt like the trailer was a little bit more atmospheric. I think we see like a couple of little weather effects, and we see some, but there's some birds and things that have just, I think, made it look a little bit more believable than last time. It felt a little bit bare bones and a little bit rushed out. I will say, and I don't quite understand how this combat works yet, but the combat looks not good to me, Cap. And
yeah, it looks
what
a bit
I'm looking
janky.
at here is it looks a bit janky, but the hitboxes look a bit weird. You just see Sonic just like dashing around and like
one of
hitting
Sonic
things.
where he does a big fucking whirlwind tornado thing, and he's just like upside down. It's just like, what's going on here?
Yeah, and he does this thing where he's like repetitively banging into things, but then it doesn't actually look like he's hitting them. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll have to see how it plays out, but it just feels a little bit like just how, like, I don't know.
I gotta be honest, Grizz, Sonic's never really been my thing, and this definitely isn't my thing either. But I think I don't know. I think this is going to. I mean, look, the last few Sonic games have been fraught with all kinds of bullshit, like just utter garbage games or, poorly developed. So I actually think this looks pretty good overall. I mean, it's hard to develop an open world game in generally, but the combat, definitely looks a bit fucking garbage.
Absolutely. It is nice to see some of the little bits come in. Like, I remember the last time your big feedback on this, Cap, was like, where the fuck is my sunken temples and my grasslands and my, like, those bits that are like the chemical zone when you've got that wasteland bit. And like you say, those portals that we see kind of into more stylized zones kind of gives us hope that maybe we will see these kind of stylized zones. So
yeah, exactly. So at least it seems like they're there. But yeah, interesting new trailer though, Grizz. But
I think they just need to hang on to these trailers a little bit more, mate, and release them when they've actually got some. I
do feel like this is by far their best one yet, and they almost didn't need to release the early ones because I kind of feel. Well, look, I mean, as a developer, you probably feel proud of this, thing that you're creating, but fuck, dude, like gamers are such a fucking fickle pain in the ass of a bunch, and we got a couple of stories today to just fucking prove that.
Dude, it's the fucking generation cap. Well, we're gonna get there and talk about it. I want to hear your opinion on it, but
oh, it's just gross, man. Just you can't fucking please anyone these days. So yeah, you're almost better off just releasing games and never fucking showing a trailer ever, and just letting people play it. But anyways, let's move along, Grizz. Now Portal 1 and 2 is now available on the Switch. Bang, ready to go. That's it. It's ready.
Is it actually play? Can you go and download and play it now? Can you?
You can go and play it right now.
God,
both games, excellent games. You played the Portal games. Did you play them with Jimmy or something, Grizz?
We talked about this last time. I have not played any Portal, Cap. I haven't played a single Portal game. So now, Cap, this is local and online split screen play at the cost of $20.
Yeah,
Well,
I mean that's a really good
US.
deal, dude. These games are really great. Puzzlers, definitely a fun one to, if your partner or whoever is ever so inclined to play video games here and there. I think these ones are fairly easy because they're just brain busters, and they're good fun to try and figure out these weird and wacky puzzles with portals and cubes and.
I might actually try to convince
shit.
Mrs. Grizz to play this with me over a couple of wines and get it on the old Switch. Get the double
Yeah.
crank, and I reckon it'd be
Dude.
pretty fucking hilarious.
Absolutely, this is a wicked game, man. Definitely worth a crack, I reckon.
Mm.
But yeah, so anyways, that's now available. Now, the other thing that's happening, Grizz, and now we obviously saw this with Xbox Game Pass, but we've had the Persona games sort of being announced for that, and now they've also been announced for Switch coming around about the same time. Persona 3, 4, and 5, the exact same versions, including DLCs, all coming to the Switch. So
October
I think
21st.
I think this is literally the perfect place to have these games, dude. I played Persona 5, and I'm pretty sure we've spoken about this plenty of times. But anyways, I'm going to do it again. I always wanted to play this in bed. This is like the perfect bed fucking game.
I think you mentioned this to me, Cap,
Yeah.
when we spoke about this on the Xbox Bethesda, and you said, "Why isn't it coming to Switch?"
Yeah,
I feel like
and
we
now
had
it
this
is.
conversation. Can you
Because,
explain
I mean-
to me? Look, I know nothing about the Persona universe, and I'm sure there's viewers out there that don't. Listeners, what is it that is appealing about these games?
Look, in all honesty, for a lot of people, probably not much. And I think our poll is going to kind of display that. But
That's me, dude.
yeah, I think, honestly, if you're vaguely into anime and you don't mind a bit of melodrama and I don't know, I actually think they've got a really decent JRPG kind of turn-based battle system in there that's sort of hidden beneath this kind of teen kind of anime drama. And they do a really good job of just producing these weird monsters that are kind of like in your psyche, and you're using them for battling and making your own character stronger. But I don't know. I think they're just solid anime games, man. And I think the art style is pretty good. Though in saying that, the art style is also why I'm wondering why this game wasn't on the Switch earlier. And obviously, it's because they're trying to remaster all three of them and release them in one drop. But
So these are the remasters, Cap, are they? What?
Well, I guess not remaster, probably just re-release. I think.
Okay.
I think Persona 3 might be somewhat remastered, and maybe 4 has some kind of amount of remastering, but 5 will just be, what 5 is. But I mean, if you look at the videos, Grizz, like these games aren't horrifically graphically intense or anything. So I've always wondered why it took them so long to pull their finger out and get these games onto this console.
So you think they'll be running well on the Switch?
I can't imagine them running like shit, man. Like, I mean, if you see it, like the textures aren't particularly, hectic, and they're not. There's no huge, hectically flashy segments or anything. It's fairly low graphically in intensity. I don't know. I just feel like I can't believe they weren't out earlier. I really can't.
So
but
are these individual purchases of these games, mate? Or are they coming?
No,
out
I
in
believe you
bundle?
buy one and you got the whole lot.
Oh my god!
by the
I like
looks
the
of
way
things.
that they're doing this.
Maybe I'm wrong. Fuck, I don't know. Actually, now that you say it, maybe I think it might be a one for all.
Okay.
Maybe, I don't know. I hope it is. I'm pretty keen to play number 4, because I think it's a lot of people's favorite one. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe I'll play 5 again. The only other issue with these games is, Grizz, is like the time commitment is fucking bullshit.
Oh
Like-
yeah, that's one thing that I read as well. it's like 150 hours for a playthrough of 5, isn't it, or something crazy?
Yeah, actually, Grizz, looking at that, it says Persona 3P coming soon, Persona 4G coming soon, and then Persona 5 coming in October. So maybe there's staggered releases and they're all separate. So, and maybe they will be released in staggered amounts. So, yeah, sorry to interrupt you there, but I just saw that.
No,
on the
you're
video.
right. No, if these games are that big, like, how does it go? Like, what's the space requirement? Because, yeah, like you say,
it's honestly not that there's heaps of content. Well, there is a lot of content, but I mean, it's not like they take up a shitload on your hard drive. It's just that they just take ages to get through because there is a lot of shit to do in them. And a lot of it's, there's a bit of grinding here and there. And, but they are solid games, dude. But I'm personally fucking stoked these games are fucking coming out. But, I tell you what, Grizz, now might be probably the best time to do the poll because our poll does relate to the Persona 5 game, Persona games, not Persona 5 specifically. But so, if you guys would like to add your vote to our weekly OGR poll, you can always come along and do so. All you got to do is follow us on twitter.com/OGR show, and every weekend we'll be dropping a hot new poll. You go and vote on the poll. We don't know what it's going to be about until the weekend generally. So, but yeah, we'd love to hear your voice and have you guys comment on it and let us know what you think about bits and pieces as we pop it up there. But this week we decided to ask of the 3 Persona titles that are coming to Nintendo Switch and Xbox Game Pass later this year, which is your favorite, or are you most excited to give a crack? Now, Grizz, would you like to go through the standings? So we had obviously the options being Persona 3, 4, 5, or Not My Thing.
Not My Thing.
Check and wang.
Oh, of course, mate. So Persona 3 was bottom of the pack with a 0%. Obviously not the fan favorite there, Capo.
Yep.
And then the next bottom was Persona 5, bringing up to 22.2% of the vote. We had Persona 4 up the top with 33% of the vote. And then Not My Thing had 44.4% of the vote with the majority.
Yeah, so, which honestly doesn't surprise me, dude. I think these are pretty niche games, and again, they lean pretty hard into the teenage fucking anime melodrama. So if you're not into that shit, you're not going to be interested at all. But yeah, interesting games though. Very interesting games.
Yeah, I think I would contemplate if I had a big break and I was maybe doing a trip away or something, getting Persona 5 and giving that a crack on the old Nintendo Switch, Cap.
I think 5's definitely the one to play. I think it's got the most legs. But I mean, there are some fucking horrifically cringy segments that happen in that game, dude. And that's just classic anime, classic fucking melodrama anime. But yeah, if you're not into that, it's gonna some of those cringe segments are gonna fucking kill you, dude. Fucking hell. But yeah. All right, Grizz. Now, that pretty much covers the majority of the stuff that came out in the Nintendo Mini Direct. Now, there are a few other bits and pieces that came out, and there's one thing that we're going to talk about momentarily. But, yeah, a lot of other indie games and stuff. So if you want to get more of an idea of what did come out, make sure you go and have a bit of a squiz at your favourite gaming journalism depot and dive straight in. But now, Grizz, another thing that came out was we finally got our first glimpse at the Return to Monkey Island gameplay.
We did.
Now, what do you think about it, Grizz? So we've seen a little bit of what's going to be happening in the game. They've sort of shown off the new art style. What were your thoughts on it, mate?
In terms of the gameplay as a whole, so from what we saw, just quickly before I do jump in here, so this has got a 2022 release date also announced, Cap, so coming this year. Yep. But it looked very well. It plays a lot like it's a point and click. The gameplay we've seen, it follows our Guybrush Threepwood, our main character, and just like the games in the 90s, you're point and click exploring. There's puzzles and bits and pieces. So in terms of the gameplay and story-wise, Cap, just hearing the audio and hearing Guybrush Threepwood talk, and the point and click nature really did hit me right in the heart and go, fuck, I'm pretty excited about this.
Yeah. I think a lot of people are, dude. It's it looks really good, and I mean they've definitely deviated away from their usual art style. Yeah. Gone with I would say a more kind of indie indie kind of cartoony kind of art style, which, I mean, that's going to be a terrible way to describe this, but yeah, it definitely different.
I'm undecided on this, Cap. It obviously is not what it looked like in the previous titles. It's more stylized, and I guess the way that I would explain it, it's like sharper edges and more boxy, more stylized, rather than just being like a cartoony. A lot of angles. The colors are still kind of the same. Maybe it'll grow on me, Cap, but right now, like as soon as I saw it, I was just kind of like, oh, I kind of just wished, because this game is being sold through nostalgia, right, for the majority of the people. I kind of felt that, like, I just wanted it to be the same art style as the other Monkey Island. But in saying that, you know, I still think it's going to be a cracker of a game.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually like what they've done with it, Grizz. Now, I don't have the nostalgia because I didn't play the earlier games, so I mean that's not an issue for me. But I do think that they're probably contending with a couple of things here. Obviously, they want to make cash off this game, and so I think one way to do that would maybe be by presenting a game that's maybe a little bit more, I don't know, this era in terms of its art style, and a little bit more interesting and maybe appealing for a wider audience. And I think this art style will definitely kind of help with that. Obviously, the kind of goofy kind of style of the story and whatnot kind of paid its way into the old art style of the games. And I think they'll still do a decent job of that here with this stylized new art style. But yeah, I think overall, I like what they've done here. I definitely think updating it to a little bit more modern kind of indie kind of art, I like it. I think it'll serve them well. I wonder what
we'll see in terms of like game mechanics. Now that we've got a whole, you know, I mean, not that they were pushing the boundaries of what they were doing back then, but it definitely was using the technology at the time, you know, because the art style was quite unique. So I wonder whether we'll see, I don't know, if there's any like proper real-time combat or anything like that. It'd be interesting to see where they take it now, because the last game, Cap, when was it? What are we looking like? 2012, I think, was their last game. So it's like over 10 years ago.
2012, Jesus. It's been a while. It's been a while, my friend.
10 years, yeah. So,
damn. Well,
should be cool.
I mean, yeah, absolutely. But on the same topic of this art style, it's unfortunately rubbed a few people up the wrong way to the point where the creator of the Monkey Island series will no longer be talking about the game following abuse that he's received as a result of sort of sharing this stuff. Now, Ron Gilbert, the creator, basically said, I'm shutting down comments. People are just mean, and I'm having to delete personal attack comments. It's amazing. It's an amazing game, and everyone on the team is very proud of it. Play it or don't play it, but don't ruin it for everyone else. I won't be posting about it about this game any longer. The joy of sharing has been driven from me, which is really sad. I do kind of feel like, I mean, you know, this guy's been developing games for a long time, so I kind of feel like, you know, this is kind of part of the shtick of being a game developer. People want to shit on your stuff all the time, but I do honestly, I just kind of feel like.
Do you think it's different now, though, Cap? Like, I don't know. I mean, this is 10 years since he's developed the game. I just feel like the internet is a different place now. Yeah,
I think it's more vile. That's for fucking sure. It's way more toxic, and I think everything gets magnified. And this is certainly one example of that. I just think people these days as well, like people just keyboard warrior so quickly and so fucking vehemently. Is that the word I'm looking for? You know the word I'm trying to say.
Yeah, absolutely.
Aggressively, you know. It's just it's kind of fucking horrible. I'm glad I don't have to deal with this shit on a day to day.
People just don't think that the words that they say in a public forum large like this aren't going to be read by the developers or people that have had love and taken pride in the game, and it's just sad. Like, so you know, just got to have a think about what you're writing. It must be so frustrating for this dev team to sink their time and, you know, their job and everything else into this project, and then have bloody idiots that game's not even release, Cap. It's like one trailer, mate. And,
absolutely, dude. It's again, it's the same old fucking story, especially like with the Sonic game. Like, I know people, you know, when it's something close to their heart, because, you know, games obviously take a long time to come out, right? So I think when people think, oh no, my favorite game series or franchise is, is not going the way I want it to go, they get very upset very fucking quickly. And so as a result, they tend to just spew all kinds of stupid shit online. And, there's other people on the other side of these comments, who read this stuff and it affects them deeply. It's just not fucking fair. I mean, if you're doing this, like, fucking pull your head in. Like, what is wrong with you? Grow the fuck up.
Like I say, Cap, I'm not in love with the art style, mate, but I'm not about to go right to Ron Gilpin and say, "You fucking idiot! This art style is shit, mate.
It's fucking shit. Start again, you dickhead." Like, what the fuck? But yeah, I don't know. I think honestly, again, we haven't even played the game. Like, give it a chance. This is what they've chosen. This is. Some people have been working very, very hard and, have poured, their heart and soul into this. And, we've spoken about this many times, Grizz. Game developers don't get paid much. They do it because they fucking love the job. And I think we need to really fucking consider that sometimes and just remember that,
I really hope, Cap, for Ron Gilbert, that when this game is released, that it flies up the ratings and he's able to go back and read those positive reviews and regain some of that love, because if he is put off by something like this, that's really a put off for him to develop the next Monkey Island game. It's been 10 years between releases now, so I really do hope that there's a bit of a redemption arc with this one, and the game's a success, and people can shut the fuck up and
it's
enjoy
kind of shit that we're talking about a redemption arc for a game that hasn't even been released yet, just because there's a bunch of fucking troglodytes online that can't fucking go through a bit of anger management. It's just fucking pathetic. But anyways, I mean, this leads straight into the next story, Grizz, where so God of War Ragnarok. There's been a lot of rumors that the game is more news is basically looming, that we're probably looking at. Well, I think we're still looking at a November release for this game, so people are probably expecting some more news any day now. A formal acknowledgement of the date. Some more kind of information about the game itself, and maybe like a significant trailer, etc. But we've recently basically had the developers step in and just say, "Hey, you guys need to fucking cool it." So now, where am I? Sorry, you carry on, mate.
What happened, Cap? What happened here? So
okay,
I
so
had a look at the tweet link, and
basically what's happened, right, is there was some industry insiders rumoring that there was going to be a potential live stream coming out probably on the 30th. Now, that never happened, and the reasons probably as follows. So the rumors started sort of circulating, and then there's some other shit that came out that suggested we probably have this looming announcement and trailer, etc. And then I think everyone just kind of went into a bit of a fucking frenzy, and then started doing some really fucking stupid shit, and just, again, being just troglodytes of humans, and just fucking telling developers they're fuckheads because they're not releasing things on time, and all kinds of things could have happened. They essentially didn't hit the 30th of June as the release date for whatever trailer that people thought was rumored, and then people got shitty about it. People were also messaging female developers, sending them dick pics and saying, "Give us the fucking release date, dude." Man. Honestly, just and then what? Corey Barlog, the main designer and lead developer, he basically had to come out and say, "Guys, like, what the fuck is wrong with you all? Like." Get your shit together.
There has to be some kind of ramification, dude. Like, imagine if they had the ability to stop.
Well, that's literally sexual abuse. That is literally sexual abuse. Well, I don't know what you can do. I mean, you obviously can report it to Twitter, but it would be nice to see maybe some authorities to take a little bit of, I don't know, some lead on this, because I mean, fucking hell, like, no, I can't imagine having that kind of thing pop into my DM, dude. That's just fucking horrible. Especially when you're, a hardworking member of society just trying to fucking do your job, and then you got this shit happening in the background. It's just like,
imagine you do your day job and you just getting a couple of emails from, I don't know, like some random or a client or something that's just like dick pics or something.
Oh man, so garbage. But yeah, so Corey Barlog, in response to the initial kind of missing the date and people just kind of kicking up a storm about wanting to know more, he basically said, "Dear all, if it were up to me, I would share all the information when I know about it, but it is not up to me. So please be patient. I promise things will be shared at the earliest possible moment when they can be. We make games for you. We get to make games because of you." And then unfortunately, post that, then people were receiving those dick pics, and then he basically had to come back and say, "God, what is fucking wrong with you guys?" And for good reason.
Now, Cap, maybe this is worth a poll at some point. But what are your thoughts on Ragnarok being on time, the actual game release? Do you think we'll see delays on this?
I
or-
think we will see it. I'd be surprised. I think if they were going to delay it, I reckon they would have announced that earlier.
Yeah.
So I think we're looking good for a November release. I believe there's been a fair bit of information coming from Corey Barlog and a few other developers saying that they're looking pretty good, looking on time for their release schedule. So I don't think there's an awful lot of reason to think it won't make it. I can't remember if they've already delayed this game or not, but yeah, I would have thought, Grizz, if they were going to delay this game, they wouldn't have left it till now to announce that delay. But I mean,
agree.
stranger things have happened, mate. What do you?
Yep.
Yeah, you agree?
I agree with you, basically. I think it would be too late in the piece now to announce that it's going to be delayed, and
Yeah.
I'll just assume it's on track. I think it's worthwhile just pointing out Strop's comment in the chat there. This is going back to the awful things that are looming around the God of War Ragnarok bit, but he's basically said here, weird as well, because it's such a beloved game with the older audience. Would have thought the older fans would be more chill.
And that's obviously in response to Monkey Island. But, dude, I don't know. I just feel like these days people can say whatever the fuck they want online and get away with it. It's just garbo.
I wonder if all the people
Yeah.
who are commenting on that, dude, have even played the originals.
Well,
They're just
yeah, it
like,
makes you kind of
yeah.
wonder, doesn't it? Like, I do feel like some people just join the pitchfork brigade and you know, just want to vilify people for no fucking reason because they've got nothing else to do with their time.
Mhm.
You know, it's just a bit fucking lame. But yeah. Anyways, I just wanted to highlight those ones for people. Just you know, if you're a listener here and you're doing that kind of stuff, fuck, I would hope that we wouldn't be attracting that kind of fucking clientele. But pull your fucking head in, will you? Fucking hell. Get your shit together. But yeah. Okay, well, that pretty much covers our main topics, Grizzo. Now, we've already done our poll, so I think, you know, we probably just jump straight into our quickfire. How are we looking for time, Pavlich?
Oh, well, we just hit 103. So
Oh, baby. We got
Justin-
shitloads of time.
Do you want to
Just
do
in
the
time for
Spellbreak
quickfire.
Blizzard Cap? Is that quick
Yeah,
fire or is that?
I reckon.
main
I
topic?
reckon.
Goes into
Honestly, I reckon we can probably give that a bit more time. You know,
Hmm.
I think we're going okay. Look, so moving into that one, I think we'll probably give this one a bit more time, Grizz, because I'm actually quite interested about this one. So
Yeah.
now, Spellbreak
Agreed.
was a battle royale. Is a battle royale currently. Now the idea of this one was you kind of controlled a wizard and you know, you kind of went into your standard battle royale kind of open world, and then you know you're trying to fight for survival amongst other players. But the catch was that you were a wizard and you could do all kinds of kind of wizardy things, and that was the shtick. But recently, Spellbreak has decided to close its doors, and in 2023 that'll be finally closing their servers. Looks like they didn't get quite the amount of attention that they needed to keep the lights on at home, but. Yeah, it's unfortunate.
Did you watch this, Cap? Have you seen this?
I have seen bits and pieces of the game, and I thought it looked pretty cool.
So this came across my radar once when I rated Noble Tofu, the Kaizo streamer of all people, was actually playing this game. And
Is that right? Okay.
I was extremely surprised because it looks and plays quite dynamic. So I think there was a different classes or whatever it was, but essentially battle royale. But it had a big like vertical component. You could kind of different classes would have fly abilities and bits and pieces like that for a battle royale. But apart from that, it was quite similar to your standard Fortnite in terms of, you know, eliminate, last person standing wins. But yeah, I thought it looked really good. And I was actually kind of at that point in time, I was like, why hasn't this taken off more? Why aren't more streamers playing this and other bits and pieces? So yeah, it sounds like it just didn't perform on the broader scale of what we see from other battle royales. And
yeah, I'm not too sure what it was lacking, in all honesty, because I mean I didn't play it, but I think it just wasn't as punchy as other battle royales and didn't have quite the following that a lot of battle royales had, unfortunately.
I wonder if Devolver Digital had their hands on that, would they find a way to give it some more legs?
Don't know. I think battle royales are a hard one, man, and anything that's kind of semi-esportsy and competitive it's always a difficult sell, because you got to try and onboard people to actually want to be competitive at your game. So how do you do that? You have to present them with a really great video game that obviously has enough kind of skill-based stuff involved, but also I think art style and general atmosphere and feel for the game is really important as well. Like if people think the game's a little bit weird or maybe people thought that the whole wizard thing was a bit lame. I don't know. That's probably my thoughts. Versus your kind of standard battle royale thing where it's just you're going out with guns and you're a big macho fucking one man army.
Appeal to the masses, Cap.
Exactly.
And I don't think this quite hit the mark on that. I think you've nailed it in one there. It's like a Fortnite, for example, or even a Warzone is probably to the broader masses a little bit more. It obviously it's always a shame to see a game kind of die and need to shut down because I think this particular studio is about 100 people strong. So obviously, is that right?
Yeah, there's about 100 developers that operate out of this particular studio, which is Proletariat. They've released a few other different bits and pieces game wise. I can't quite remember exactly what games they released, but some notable ones. But I mean, I think Spellbreak was probably their biggest one yet. But unfortunately, they had to close the gates on the Spellbreak servers just because they obviously weren't cutting even anymore, and it's very expensive to run servers, especially when you've got a fair few of them. So you can't just.
Well, I don't know how expensive it is. Maybe they're paying a peanuts, Cap, but it's also pretty expensive to have 100 devs on your books.
Absolutely. Mate. Absolutely, dude. So, but yeah, I think obviously makes sense. It's unfortunate, but the good news is, Grizz, that Blizzard has swooped in and decided to buy the entire studio, which is pretty interesting in my opinion because they're going to be actively getting them to work on World of Warcraft content, which now this is the thing, Grizz, and I'm not too sure what you think about this, but obviously Spellbreak is quite different to World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
But there are some thematic similarities between the two. But I think they probably have a fair bit that they could offer. But it makes me wonder maybe what World of Warcraft has in the pipeline in terms of new content coming down the track.
It's interesting looking at these two games side by side because it's kind of weird, but the art style I feel for Spellbreak and the way that game looks is actually similar to what you see in World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
I remember when reading this, I was kind of like, okay, that kind of makes sense. But yeah, I'm curious as well, Cap, because I wonder whether they're going to be trying to flesh out a bit more of a PvP scene or even kind of trying to use some of the tools and bits and pieces that these devs have developed for Spellbreak. Because I guess where we're landing with World of Warcraft now, Cap, and me playing Classic has really highlighted this. I know it's come a long way since then, but the combat and other bits and pieces is getting a little bit outdated, mate.
It's pretty stale.
It's pretty stale.
I tell you what, though, mate, I think this new class that's coming to World of Warcraft, the dragon fucking aspect class, I can't quite remember what it's called, but it seems like they've done a lot of work into trying to create a more a different class. There's abilities where you kind of have to hold buttons down to and release at certain times to do certain levels of an attack and stuff like that. So I think they're definitely working to try and change up the scene for World of Warcraft. But I think World of Warcraft has stagnated, Grizz, and I think if they can maybe get some new blood in there. And how does 100 people that have worked on a battle royale game that's about wizards sound in terms of just getting new blood and just shaking the fucking tree and seeing what falls out of it?
Amazing. Dude, I can tell you right now, like if you go, I don't know if you go have a look at it after the stream, maybe I'll send you a clip, but the verticality spell usage in Spellbreak was like, I remember seeing it and being like, wow, like people flying right up in the sky and like casting spells down at other wizards and stuff that are on the floor. They did a really good job at making that look natural. Better than a game that I have seen. So I don't know, it could be huge for WoW to have.
I'm actually quite excited for this, Grizz. I think it's going to be really, really important for them to maybe just make some changes to that game and maybe some new additions to the fairly standard loop that they've got every new expansion. I mean, obviously keep the content in that keeps your players coming back, but if they can produce something that is unique and does a good job in the World of Warcraft scene, like I think this could be really good. It obviously it's early days; they haven't even fucking stepped foot in the office yet, but I think there's a lot of stuff that could happen.
Cap, do you think WoW BR within WoW itself?
maybe. I don't know how they would
That's
fucking
like a
do that, man.
PvP kind of thing.
I don't know how they would do it. I really don't know how they do it, but it could be cool, depending on how they do it. And this is the thing I was thinking about, Grizz, but in my same mind, I was kind of like, well, that doesn't really make any sense. Like, what the hell would they do? But I mean, it could happen. Probably a bit late, in all honesty, if I'm going to be completely honest. I mean, how many people we had the moment in time there where battle royales were just about coming out every week, but because it was the new hotness. It was kind of like,
what have they got to lose though? What have they got to lose? More
I
subscribers.
suppose so.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't really got anything to lose.
I do understand what you're saying. It's very hard to implement when you've got a game on the scale of WoW and all the different abilities and talents and all that. Kind of
how do you
having an even BR like that would be pretty.
Yeah, I also just don't know how they'd fit it in thematically, and like how would it look in World of Warcraft? How would a battle royale actually look? Like, I don't know. They could do it. I'm sure they could do it.
I guess the Girabashi Arena or whatever it is kind of I guess it's still Horde versus Alliance. Stranglethorn Vale, go in there, get the chest. Maybe it's something like that you just.
Yeah, that could be pretty cool, actually. Yeah, maybe there might be some kind of element of battle royale that they bring into the next PvP thing. Maybe not full battle royale, but some kind of in between thing. I don't know. It could be very, very freaking cool, Grizz. I suppose the only problem with it that I would think, Grizz, is obviously a lot of how WoW attracts people is this persistent item level that you get from, I've achieved this item level from all the times I've done these dungeons and all the PvP I've done. How do you translate that into Battle Royale? Because typically Battle Royale, you strip everyone down to bare nothing and then you try and earn things within that particular game session. So maybe, I don't know.
You know how they had the I actually really liked, well, here's the thing, Cap, right? The last expansion had the roguelite aspects of Torghast. Torghast, where you kind of get your soul ash and then you infuse a legendary weapon. Look at me knowing stuff about WoW.
Yeah, you know things.
Yeah, maybe the Battle Royale might be the next rendition to that, where they've done the roguelite, now they're going to go do the Battle Royale.
Yeah, the Chicken Royale. I mean, it could be, Grizz. I suppose only time will tell. But I don't know. Overall, I think seeing Proletariat getting absorbed by Blizzard is a really good thing. And I'm glad to see that obviously a team of really talented developers and quite a large team is going to be getting brought into a developer like Blizzard. And I mean, despite all the shit that's happened at Blizzard, Grizz, like as a developer, I think a lot of people look at that studio and do see the things that they've created there, and it would be a dream for a lot of developers to work at a place like Blizzard, because there's a lot of what's the word? Fucking, they're heavily awarded, mate. And there's some of the stuff that they do is quite impressive.
They've got some of the biggest games on the horizon, with 004 coming out and
absolutely, dude.
Dragonflight as well. Now, Cap, just quickly, I know that I feel like you are every day getting a little bit more excited about Dragonflight. You got high hopes for the expansion, mate?
I haven't got high hopes, but I'm definitely keen to dip my toes in. I play most World of Warcraft expansions, and they tend to come out around about the time that I'm looking for a new game. And actually, I think this one's due out in October or something, so probably not great timing with the baby. But I'm sure I can just strap it to my chest and go ham. It'll be right. So
yeah.
But I am looking forward to it, Grizz. I think the new class is called Evoker. I just remembered that off the top of my head. I am looking forward to playing a brand new Evoker class and just giving that a crack because I think it looks really fun. So I think definitely going to be giving that a crack. It looks quite interesting. But yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see how this affects WoW going forward, mate. But look, the other thing I wanted to talk about, Grizz, really quickly was the Sony. Actually, I think we're just going to bundle this into the quickfire, mate. I think that's what we're going to do. We're going to
bundle it, baby.
Bundle it, baby.
This quickfire better be very quick. We've got 15 minutes.
Easy, mate.
Baby. Let's go.
Don't you even worry about it. All right. So the first thing we wanted to say was, Sony's unveiled its new PC gaming brand, InZone, alongside a slew of headsets and monitors. Grizzly Gaming 86. Now, have you had a look at these?
Yeah, they're fucking expensive, dude.
They are so expensive, dude. So we've got two different monitors that they've announced. So the first one is the InZone M9 20, and this is the thing. They're 27 inches, Grizz, 4K, 144 hertz gaming monitor, 999 pounds, which in Australian dollars is, let's have a look at that, fucking almost $2,000 Australian dollars.
Now,
It's $1,760.
This is the thing, Cap, right?
That's for the lowest tier of the monitors, by the way, Grizz.
I kind of get this. Well, the price is fucking ridiculous. Right? Let me just get that straight. Like, you can get a 144 hertz 4K monitor for probably a fraction of the price of that. Probably 3 of them mounted and a new desk. But I will say, now that we're getting the PlayStation 5 has the ability to run. Now you're telling me that these are PC peripherals. But I also think this is relevant if you're using a PC monitor to play PlayStation on.
Because I do that.
Yeah, so do I. And now that we're getting these consoles that are running up to 120 frames per second on a PlayStation 5, people are usually running those on a 60 hertz TV.
Yeah,
you're not
quite getting what you need.
You're not quite getting what you paid for. So it kind of makes sense that Sony is now going, well, actually, we're going to start making these monitors that are 144 hertz. Yeah.
Now, Grizz, the second SKU of monitors, the InZone M3 is another 27-inch model, full HD at 240 hertz.
Ooh,
yeah, so this is a big dog, and it looks like I don't think it does 4K resolution, so full HD would be 1080p, I believe. Now it says price to be confirmed, but I promise you it'll be about the same price. It'll just be dependent on whether you prefer 4K 144 or whether you'd like full HD 240 hertz. I reckon they'll be around about the same price.
What are your thoughts on this stuff, Kat? I mean, is this Sony trying to break into another market of revenue?
Well, dude, I believe Sony believes that they were going to make. So, I mean, obviously they do a lot of market research before they do anything like this, but I believe that they were suggesting that they reckon they'll move about $300 million on this kind of stuff this fiscal year. So,
is that right?
And that's with PC games alone. That's without this kind of shit. So obviously they've started to release stuff on Steam and stuff like that. So I think they're just kind of slowly branching out a little bit. They've probably seen that they can make a little bit of extra cash elsewhere. They don't probably have to impact too much on their exclusivity with their consoles because they just eventually bring things out on PC anyway. So why not bring out I mean, dude, Sony already make TVs and all the other shit. So why not like have some gaming specific ones? You know?
True. Yeah.
So I guess don't know. No brainer in my opinion.
It like that, I did not think about Sony having TVs for some reason because I'm an idiot. But yeah, that kind of makes sense. But I still feel like when you're going up against these gaming monitors that are like a fraction of the price, I mean, maybe if you don't know, I reckon if you went in there uneducated to go buy a monitor, and
this would be the last monitor you bought.
No, but imagine if you went into a JB. Okay, like JB Hi-Fi doesn't sell monitors, right? But I wonder whether they'll sell these Sony ones alongside the PlayStations.
Dude, imagine the JB Hi-Fi guy. You go up to him, you say, I want to buy a new gaming computer. All right, how much you want to spend? Oh, maybe about 1.7 or something, you know, because that's probably what people would spend these days. And like, oh, well, how about a laptop or something? And then they go, oh, now you need a monitor. How about this $1.7 thousand fucking monitor that costs just as much as your gaming computer? No one's going to buy it on that, Grizz. They are so fucking overpriced. It's insane. Maybe not overpriced. Maybe they're worth the price for admission, but I mean, I personally don't think so, but I think you can get better monitors, you know, and maybe you might cop a bit of a reduction in the picture quality, or maybe you won't get 4K. But man, you really don't need that shit at the moment. I mean, why do you? You know,
off topic, but funny story, real quick, Cap. I once told my missus when I was working away to take my computer in to get serviced at the local PLE store. She took my screen in there, and the guy at the counter was just like.
Dude, I'm pretty sure I've had the same thing with Mia, like similar kind of thing, being like, you know, isn't that the computer? No, that's the monitor. Now, Grizz, there was also some gaming headsets that were announced. Now, they've got 3 different SKUs. Now, they've got the only thing that really changes between them is the battery life and just sort of by the looks of it, kind of how impressive the build is and stuff. They
There's a
range
noise
from
cancelling one, isn't there, Cap?
there is a noise cancelling one as well. So I think the highest one, so the most expensive one's £269, which is almost 500 Australian dollars. So, I mean, basically in line with a lot of the other kind of headsets that have active noise cancelling, as far as I'm concerned. So I think these headsets actually are fairly reasonably priced for what they are. It'll all come down to how decent these microphones are, I reckon. 3 different SKUs. One's wired. The other 2 are wireless. Of the 2 that are wireless, one doesn't have the active noise cancelling. But they all have this special 360 spatial sound gaming advanced technology.
Well, Cap, just on that really quickly, the PlayStation 5 headset that has the special sound thing in it is apparently nuts in the right game. Like, it is apparently a big step up to your standard 3D mid-range headphones.
Yep.
I don't know if you've heard that. So that's the I remember someone explaining to me about Returnal and having that, using the dedicated PS5 surround sound headphones. So if we're seeing that kind of technology on these headsets as well.
Very bloody interesting. Very bloody interesting. But yeah, anyway, so that was the PC gaming gear, freaking InZone brand from Sony, Grizz. You going to be buying one of their monitors, mate?
No way, mate.
Need to fucking put a fucking mortgage my house to get one of those fucking things, mate. So yeah. All right, now, Grizz, of interest, Valve is picking up production of their Steam Decks. It seems like they're going to be pumping more of these little things out, but it looks like the way that they're going to be doing it is by also including models that have their SSD bandwidth halved, and you won't know what one you get until you buy it.
Why? Why are they doing that?
So I reckon it's just a shortage problem, and they've found a supplier who can do these SSD components, and unfortunately though they're halved. I don't think there's going to be a huge problem because it's just going to be load times and stuff, but I mean half SSD load time bandwidth is going to be fuck all. I think
SSDs
in
are quick anyway, right? Like,
they're very quick.
NVMe and your standard SSD. Although
obviously, if you and me both got a Steam Deck and one of us got the fucking double SSD bandwidth, we're going to be fucking raving about it to the other person if the other guy got the halved one. So you're gonna feel hard done by, of course, because also you feel like you've bought something, right? You've pre-ordered this thing. You're told you're going to be getting this thing, and then you get that. You'd be like, oh, well, that's a bit shit, but
that's a bit shit, yeah.
I mean, it is a fucking handheld PC gaming device, so it's not going to be the duck's nuts.
Dude,
so,
a handheld gaming device with an SSD in my mind is pretty fucking nuts. That's going to be loading as quick as the PlayStation 5, which pretty much has no load time in the games optimized correctly. So
big time. But yeah, so there you go. Now, Grizz, Spain has decided to crack down on video game loot boxes blamed for pathological behavior. And literally today, 6 Dutch political parties are going to unite behind the proposed loot box ban. Grizz, is this the fucking wave that we have been hoping for mobile gaming to fucking just sort the shit out?
100% Cap, 100%. This is something I believe it's also done in Norway, Cap, isn't it? I believe they also have these. No way.
No way, they're doing that.
I mean, Australia has Australia and the US are like in the top 5 countries for having spend most money gambling. And I don't know whether that takes into account loot boxes, but loot boxes in my mind are essentially gambling.
Yeah, they literally are gambling. You're spending money and rolling a dice every time. So
now the beauty of this, Cap, is that we've seen fucking Diablo Immortal come out and absolutely smash the charts with this very immoral game design. If we have laws like this across the country,
they can't do it.
That doesn't happen.
Yep, they've got to fucking actually get our money in a reasonable way. So I do hope that this does start to domino effect across different countries. So I guess watch this space. Now, Grizz, the Fallout TV series, we've spoken about this before. There's been a cast announcement. Kyle MacLachlan of Twin Peaks and June 1984. You remember that, bloke? No.
Is this the new June movie?
Old June movie.
No, don't know, mate.
You remember Twin Peaks?
Nope.
No. Okay. Well, anyways, Kyle MacLachlan. He's a well-known actor. You'll know him when you see him. I think he was also on Sex and the City. He might have been Samantha. Mia was like, when I was researching this.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know this guy. Yeah. I know who he is. Yep.
Yeah. Mia was like, oh, he was in Sex of the City. I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, so he is going to be in the Fallout TV series. Now, not much information about what he's going to be doing in that series, but I would say probably going to be playing a similar role to your dad in the Fallout 3, I reckon. But, we'll see what happens. So I just thought that was an interesting one. Now, Grizz, the next story I wanted to talk to you about, some fucking mad lad bought fucking $40,000 worth of Nintendo stock so that he had enough buying power to ask the executives a question on the board during their fucking question time. And he asked them, why are they not making more fan favorite series?
Did they answer him?
They had to, because he owns enough stock to earn a question. And so they basically said, we can't be making fan favorite games for every single IP that we own. And that's basically what they said.
That is
I think
cool.
that there's a financial component and an economic component with that, and that's just how it is. So, but quite fucking hilarious that some bloke just fucking blew fucking $40,000 just to ask that question. So, what a fucking mad lad. I mean, you're better off spending it on that than crypto, mate. So good on him.
That's exactly
Now, Grizz, Sucker Punch. We've spoken about this before. They announced recently that they were hiring for a role for a stealth-based game, and there was a lot of speculation about what that game was. These are the guys that made Ghost of Tsushima. People were suggesting maybe it could be the next Infamous game, or maybe one of the Sly Cooper games, or maybe it is just Ghost of Tsushima 2. Now, Sucker Punch has recently come out and said, we are absolutely not working on Infamous or Sly Cooper, nor are other development studios working on those games, which essentially, in my mind, suggests that it's probably Ghost of Tsushima 2.
Absolutely, mate.
Now, I think we spoke about that last week, so I think that's pretty much one and done there. So I think you can probably expect that they're working on Ghost of Tsushima 2. Unfortunately, they don't have any plans for Sly Cooper or Infamous at this particular moment, so which is unfortunate, because I think that means that you probably won't see an iteration on those game series for a fair while now. But I think Ghost of Tsushima 2 made them a shitload of cash, so I think they're pretty happy to be working on that. So yeah, Kamikaze Cracker in chat's not fucking stoked about that. that can stay. No, Sly Cooper. But yeah, Grizz, that pretty much wraps up our quickfire, and as a result, wraps up our entire episode. So, you got anything you want to kind of say before I do my preamble?
No, mate, go for it.
Okay, well, look, everyone, thank you so much for being here. We bloody appreciate you guys consuming the content and just being fucking overall legends. Now, one thing I want to say is don't go and fucking write nasty messages to developers, or anyone for that matter. Just be a fucking reasonable human being. And going forward, if you would like to be a reasonable human being, you can do so by following all of our socials, all of which are being shown in the Twitch chat right now, or you can find in the description of this podcast down below. Just click that little more button or whatever it is, and then go and click all the things. We're on Twitter. We do tweeting. You can catch our weekly Twitter poll on every weekend. That's twitter.com/OGR show. You can also find us on Twitch TV, where we host the show live every Monday from 7 p.m. AWST. That's every week, except next week, by the way. Again, just want to reiterate that we're not going to be live next week. We're having a week off just to aid Pav moving into his new house.
Cuphead speedruns instead, Cap.
Cuphead speedruns on the OGR channel. That's what you're going to be getting instead. So strap yourself in for that. Now, we also have a Discord server. Go and check that out. Again, that'll be in the description of this podcast and or within the Twitch chat right now, within our link tree. And as always, we just want to thank our Patreon supporters for helping us out financially. Again, thank you, Sukai, Moosey, Ho and Honey, Caging Runt, and Sergeant Paul. You guys bloody rock. You helped fund Pav's new USB Ethernet hub that I think basically solved all of our fucking audio issues.
It did. It absolutely did.
That's awesome. That's great. We're having a lot of audio glitches and issues over the last couple of weeks, so I think that's pretty much solved all of our problems. So that's really awesome. So thank you to our Patreon supporters, but also thank you to everyone listening at home and chucking us on the weekend and whatever else. Now, as always, guys, I'm going to say this every week, and I'll keep going on about it. If you can just do us one favor, tell one of your mates about this podcast. Just go and fucking grab their phone and plug it into their Spotify or something. If you think you guys enjoy it and you think one of your mates might, then let them know. We want to grow this out and get organic, and eventually the idea would be to hopefully get some emails and shit happening from you guys. But I think if we can get a bit more of a wider net, it would be great before we start doing that kind of thing. So, if you guys can help a brother out, that'd be great. Anyways, regardless, thank you so much for being here. Final words from Pav and Grizz? No,
Nothing from
none.
you, Pav. Nothing from me.
All right.
Good,
Well, again,
week, your legends.
we're going to be on hiatus next week, so expect a episode the following week, and it will probably be a bit of a doozy to make up for it. We'll probably go 2 hours or something, maybe just to fit in a few extra news stories, because there's going to be some shit that happens for sure. But so expect a slightly longer episode the following week, and we'll catch you then.
Peace out.
Goodbye.
Hell yeah, brother. G'day, Twitch chatters. Oi, Kazi, did you ever play, what was the game? Pac-Man World.
Yeah, Pac-Man World. I reckon he would have.
Did you ever play Pac-Man World, Kazi? Or anyone else in the Twitch chat?
Now, Pav, how are we doing titles? Are we changing things up?
Can you hear him?
Hello?
Yeah, my bad. Yeah, my bad.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not sure. We didn't really discuss that properly. I reckon just at least for today, we'll
we'll do our usual. Yeah.
You can do a mass title change if we decide to go down that route.
How about Monkey Island Monkey Business?
Monkey Island Monkey Business.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
I like it.
All right. Oh, fuck, dude. We actually didn't talk about Elden Ring that entire episode. What the actual fuck?
Oh, my.
Oh, we almost did. We talked about Dark Souls. Elden Ring adjacent?
Is that the first?
It took 22 episodes. It took
Holy
22
fuck.
episodes to happen.
I can't believe it took us that long to not talk about that game. That's fucking nuts.
Kazi mentioned it in chat, and I thought we actually had something in the quickfire, but I didn't actually check.
Holy shit. I can't believe that. That's nuts. That's actually fucking nuts.
It took us 7 months. It took us 7 months to not talk about it.
Are we 7 months in, boys? That's pretty good effort.
Well, this is the 7th month. We started in the last week of December.
Yeah. God damn, man. Half a year. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Half a fucking year. Well, it's been fucking good. I hope everyone in chat has been enjoying these episodes, because we've been really enjoying putting them together for you. And we appreciate you guys coming back every week and hanging out with us and filling seats in the auditorium. We bloody appreciate it big time.
Yeah.
Elden Ring is a dead game now. It's official. I actually saw that. Like, someone from Kotaku was like, "Why isn't Elden Ring still got the same numbers as Fortnite?" And it's just like, who fucking writes this shit?
Is that what
Who
it
writes
said,
this
was
shit?
it?
Yeah, it was just like, what fucking idiot wrote this? Yeah. I couldn't.
You
I
wait, the
couldn't
DLC will drop, mate, and everyone will be back on there.
Oh, dude, I can't fucking wait. It's gonna be sick. Yeah, I'm trying to find a
Sunny Movement is streaming.
Oh, yeah, we could do Sunny Movement.
Sunny. We've done a Sunny a couple weeks ago. Is there anyone we haven't rated yet?
Just looking.
Dude, how funny was that Ashari, the fucking bonk thing last week, dude?
Oh, dude, I couldn't stop laughing.
That was so good.
Oh, we could host Shrikelet.
Yeah.
Shrikelet.
Strike.
Oh, they're AFK.
Ooh.
Oh, fuck.
I think Stormy's just started.
Oh, yeah, we can do Stormy. Why don't we do Stormy? Stormy?
Otherwise, Muz is streaming.
Let's do a Muz. I don't think we've done a Muz in a while.
Let's do a Muz.
Yeah.
Let's do a Muz.
Yeah.
Let's do a dirty moors.
What are you guys lining it up?
Yeah, what is it? /raid moors BCG.
Commercial hippies streaming, Cap.
Okay, all right. Okay. Come on now.
Come on now.
Come on now. We're still alive, boys.
Oh god, you funny fucker.
Yo, thanks, Kazi. Fucking
I appreciate you,
mate.
Kazi. Thanks for hanging out, mate. We honestly appreciate every single fucking one of you guys that comes and hangs out with us every week. So
I told
definitely
Kazi I
makes
was
it fun.
returning to a regular stream schedule, and it hasn't happened. But I had a really fucking busy week and weekend, man. I've got no time at the moment. It's hard.
You returning to a fucking standard streaming schedule? Fucking, what does that look like?
Monday, Wednesday, Friday. That's what I'm gonna aim for. Well, I can't do Monday, so that one's out.
So it'll be Wednesday, Friday.
Wednesday, Friday.
That's better than nothing. Hey, g'day, Pix. We just finished, mate. I'm sorry.
Pix has been here
The whole time.
a few
Oh,
things.
really? Okay.
Say bye. I think they say bye.
Well, fucking fuck me then.
I'm coming back, Donny T. All right, mate.
Well, I hope you enjoyed it, Pix. You fucking legend. Appreciate you, baby. Hope you've been well, man. But yeah, look, guys, we're about to start the raid now. So, oh fuck,
It's started. It's done. It's done. They're not going to hear this.
fuck. All right, we'll see you later. Bye. Fuck, we forgot to do the fucking chat thing.